Housing sector equity has not really recovered. And we need to assure there's no further damage on the housing equity. This is important because the economic driver for the long-term health of the US economy always has been small business. And small businesses get their capital not from Wall Street. You don't go to Wall Street and issue bonds for small businesses. They get capital from their savings, and often they look to housing equity as a potential source for business startup. As long as housing equity do not recover, it means that small business creation will be slow. So we need to assure that there's no negative further impact to the housing. And when I'm being more specific, in Washington, they're thinking about mortgage interest deduction being on the table. Well, that's going to hurt housing equity. That's going to hurt small business startup. And we also need to really remember that America is resilient, resourceful. Back in the 1980s recession, a couple of guys in the garage, Microsoft, small business. Before you know it, they grow big and they hire tens of thousands of employees. Apple, similar story, 1976, a very difficult economic time, Steve Jobs in the garage. Before you know it, he has hundreds of thousands of employees. And just, anyone with iPad would know this is a great addition for the US product. One goes to the 1970s, during the recession in 1970s, FedEx. They said, well, Postal Service is slow. I'm going to come up with new business. And before you know it, they have thousands of employees, and one can go back all the way to the beginning of the century, and when Thomas Edison, in his laboratory, sweating it out, created a company called General Electric. So Americans are resourceful. Even during a downturn, people are always creative. And one of the creative ideas, we want to reach the market, but that idea needs to be tested by doing the business startup, that the business startup requires some housing equity for many people. Rents, as I mentioned, is rising.